Nairobi city residents and traders were Saturday morning counting losses following Friday's heavy downpour that left a trail of destruction. The 3-hour-long afternoon rains turned the city into a battlefield of nature even as it exposed the poor state of the drainage system. The rain's relentless assault extended beyond the roads, penetrating homes and businesses. Residents, accustomed to the occasional shower, were ill-prepared for the ferocity of the torrential rains. Chaos ensued with vehicles being swept away as others got submerged. The once mighty city buses, symbols of urban efficiency, found themselves stranded amidst swirling rapids as their engines were silenced by the fierce onslaught. The extent of the damages was yet to be ascertained as the Kenya Meteorology Department warned that parts of the country will continue to experience heavy rains for the next 7 days. Nairobi County's Disaster Management and Coordination Team announced Saturday it is carrying out a joint assessment exercise with the Red Cross to establish the extent of the impact of rains. The waters have subsided in the majority of the areas impacted last night due to the heavy rainfall experienced, a statement read. A child is said to have been swept away in the Mashimoni area in Kibera. As the scars of the flooding lingered, residents were seen dusting their homes as those in the markets reorganized their wares. The county also received a barrage of criticisms from various quarters over its poor planning. There is rain, not sure if it's real El Nino, and there is failed Nairobi CBD drainage which easily makes any heavy downpour appear like El Nino, an ex wrote. Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja has come under the spotlight after rains experienced on Friday flooded various estates across the city. Following the rains that were majorly witnessed on Friday afternoon, open spaces in residential areas and estates like parklands were filled with water, making it hard for Kenyans to access their homes. Sections of the CBD were also affected with the pathways and roads filled with water. On the other hand, there was disruption of traffic along key roads like Jogoo Road and Waiyaki Way given that water had filled the stretches. Other Kenyans also questioned the design of the Nairobi Expressway owing to the overflowing water witnessed along the Waiyaki Way stretch. These incidents saw city residents question the Nairobi County government over the poor drainage system given that this was not the first time that transport was being paralyzed in the capital following heavy rains. Led by leaders across the political divide, city residents wondered whether the situation would escalate should the rains take the same trajectory in the coming days. The governor needs to wake up. I also used to have fun, but when it came to work, I performed. You are sleeping now, the rains have come to carry us away, former Governor Mike Sonko stated. Meanwhile, the governor and the county are yet to comment on the situation. However, in November, the county government noted that it had averted flooding by repairing and unclogging drainage systems. County government has undertaken more than 302 intervention works, including outfall drain cleaning and lining, unclogging of blocked drains, desiltation and repair of drains, and improving drainage channels capacity to suitable discharge points, the county government noted in a statement. As part of the plan, the county had deployed more than 2,500 personnel, mainly youth and women, known as the Green Army, providing environmental management services across the county, including storm drain clearing, garbage collection, and related community services, Sakaja added. The city, home to over 4 million people, faced significant disruptions in transportation and daily life as a few hours of heavy rain led to widespread flooding. Despite recent initiatives to improve the city's drainage system, various estates, roads, and pathways fell victim to the deluge. Before the rainfall, Governor Sakaja assured the public that millions had been spent on clearing drainages, some of which had remained blocked for over 2 decades. He promised that these measures would prevent the usual flooding during rains. However, the recent flooding suggests that the efforts were unsuccessful. Embakasi East MP, Babu Owino, even accused Sakaja of misusing 2 billion Kenyan shillings intended for flood mitigation. Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja's team has responded to the complaints and uproar by Kenyans over flooded areas in Nairobi, including estates, the CBD, and the expressway. In a statement, the Nairobi County government noted that the Nairobi Rapid Response Team was already leading an exercise to address the matter. The response team was led by its chief officer Bramwell Simiyu, in collaboration with the Red Cross. According to Sakaja, the team would first assess the extent of damage caused by heavy rains that poured on January 5 evening. Following the rains, open spaces in residential areas in the city were flooded with muddy water. Sakaja's leadership was put in question, with others asking for the boats that were earlier purchased by the county government for El Nino preparedness. Pictures and videos seen by the Star showed many motorists and pedestrians stranded as others tried to force their way through the flooded waters. Some Kenyans had a chance to earn a living by carrying the pedestrians shoulder-high through the flooded waters. Boda riders were hard hit by the heavy rains, as some were forced to abandon them on the roads for safety reasons as they could not wade through the waters. The weatherman has identified more than 30 counties expected to receive rain this month. Dr. Bernard Chanzu, the deputy director of the Kenya Meteorological Department, said the occasional rainfall with some breaks will come early in the month. The rains expected at the beginning of January in the southern half of the country will sustain water availability, he said in his seasonal forecast. These include a few areas in western Kenya, especially those around the Lake Victoria Basin, Siaya, Bija, Kisumu, Homa Bay, Migori, Kisii, Nyamira, Vihiga, Kakamega, and Nandi, Southern Rift Valley, Bomet, Kericho, Narok, and the southeastern lowlands, Kajiado, Kitui, Makueni, Machakos, and Taita Taveta. The others are the highlands east of the Rift Valley, Nairobi, Nyandarua, Nyeri, Kirinyaga, Murang'a, Kiambu, Meru, Tharaka Nithi and Embu, and the coastal region, Kwale, Mombasa, Kilifi, Lamu, and the southern parts of Tana River. Most parts of the northern sector are expected to remain generally dry, though a few areas may experience occasional rainfall during the last week of the month, Chanzu said in a forecast for January. A few areas over southern Garissa are likely to start receiving occasional rainfall from the third week of the month. The rains and the expected elevated temperatures are a result of the El Niño conditions expected until April. El Niño is known to raise planetary temperatures by as much as a few tenths of a degree Celsius. That is because it is associated with warmer than average surface temperatures across the central and eastern Pacific Ocean, and those waters release heat and steam into the atmosphere.
Unbelievable rain in Nairobi. Imeenda. What about Imeenda?